In 1975, prolific musical wizard Todd Rundgren outdid himself yet again with the space rock extravaganza Initiation, and from that album, the side one closing epic, Fair Warning. Okay, and those first notes, I believe, are played by, yeah, they're played by Rick Derringer. Yeah, we've got on this track, yeah, that's the first surprise guest to appear here.
You know, vision won't do, so hoping won't do, praying won't do, religion won't do, philosophy won't do, the Supreme Court won't do, the President and the Congress won't do.
On this album, he gets kind of like metaphysical. Let's see. You know, wishing won't make it so. And, huh. Let me get back to that.
Feeling won't do, age problem won't do, the sun and the moon won't do.
Okay, I was a little bit thrown. I wasn't quite hearing him right. That kind of garbled voice, really low voice, like a treated voice. Okay, you know, wishing won't make it so, hoping won't do it, praying won't do it, religion won't do it, philosophy won't do it, the Supreme Court won't do it. Just a litany of won't do it's the President, Congress, the UN, the H-bomb, the sun and the moon, God. I certainly won't do it. That leaves you. You'll have to do it. Yeah, I believe this is perhaps a song about inner strength or.
I certainly won't do it. That leaves you. You'll have to do it.
I wonder. I imagine this album kind of plays into the human betterness concerns of the era, as embodied like by the likes of Est and that group that Mike Oldfield got involved with.
I know that you've been wondering if I'm the same man inside. Never tried to fool you, 'cause I got nothing to hide. Fair warning, I could never be tied down.
Okay, and he's giving us some really soulful vocals right here and harmonies, perhaps self harmonies, yeah, multi-tracking. And he's playing Todd is playing the electric sitar, in addition to a few other instruments that will unfurl as things go along.
Till I've seen paradise with my very own eyes. Diamonds are
That is just like a classic Todd chordal descent with those harmonies, just, you know, kind of plunging lower and lower, taking like a vocal melody and modulating it downward.
life on us all, but the world doesn't own me. The world doesn't own me. Don't you follow me now?
I believe I'm hearing some major sevenths in there, but yeah, then taking the vocal melody and bringing it up, like shifting the chords up, you know, and then for the next repeat, you know, like on that own me part, yeah. Let's see. Okay, I know that you've been wondering if I'm the same man inside. Never tried to fool you, 'cause I've got nothing to hide. I gave you fair warning. I could never be tied down. Okay, I mean the sense that the guy's telling a love interest or an ex or someone he's been involved with that he is restless and wants to move on, and is trying to talk his way out of any ideas that she had. Till I've seen paradise with my very own eyes. Love owns us all. Time owns us all. Life owns us all. But the world doesn't own me. Don't you follow me now? I ain't afraid to say I may have been wrong. I have to go now. I'd rather live by a dream than live by a lie. And that's why there ain't no cure for what I've got, baby. We just have to suffer. I feel no pain. I can't complain. Things could always be rougher, but I picked up this banner and I just can't put it down, no. I can't let the world die, 'cause no one would try. Don't you follow me now? Everyone's gotta find his own place in the sun. Everyone, so shine on me now. I'd rather live by a dream than live by a lie. You can say what you will about me. Talk is cheap and I don't mind. It just goes on and on. This is like a really stream of conscience set of lyrics. Very different than the kind of lyrics he was writing a few years earlier, yeah. And this album kind of picks up on the experimental approach that first began on like the track Breathless, and some of the more kind of barren and darker passages of like side 2 of Something Anything. And then ideas that he expanded on the next album. A Wizard, a True Star, and then took it into just overdrive, took it into Cosmos with a whole bunch of like space rock influences on the Todd album, double album. And then combined with like symphonic euphoria, phantasmagoria on the first Utopia album, which just broke all kinds of new ground. And in terms of like complexity and counterpoint and just highly involved, intricate song structure and intergalactic sounds and such. And now he's like incorporating, it seems like the last 3 albums into this, all those ideas into this like one big metaphysical, like space journey of the mind. Yeah.
I ain't afraid to say I may have been wrong. Yeah, I have to go now. I'd rather live by a dream than live by a lie.
Another thing, I believe his work with Hall & Oates on the 1974 War Babies album kind of influenced him too. He got some ideas. Some of the harmonies just seem really rich. It seems like he gained something very valuable from that experience, and both parties did.
Yeah, that's why. Ain't no cure for what I got, baby. Just have to suffer. Feel no pain, I can't complain. Things could always be rougher, but I picked up this banner, and I just can't put it down. No, I can't.
And yeah, I'm hearing just his voice like layered. It's definitely him harmonizing with himself, but I guess now's as good of a time as any to introduce some of the other people. We're basically hearing him backed up instrumentally by the Edgar Winter band. Yeah, Dan Hartman on bass, and Edgar Winter plays saxophone, and some of the organ we were hearing earlier was Moogy Klingman. Yeah, the original keyboardist in Utopia. Although there are some other tracks that feature Roger Powell, yeah, including the side 2 instrumental opus.
The world died just 'cause no one would try. Diamonds are small. Diamonds are small.
I was kind of thinking, with Dan Hartman there, why not have him do some of the harmonizing? I can't confirm that because he's not credited with vocals, but it would be cool if he was. Yeah, because he's a good singer.
Diamonds are small, but the world doesn't own me. The world doesn't own me. Don't you follow that everybody's at the fight its own place in the sun. Everyone.
the fluidity of that sax and just the kind of it's just kind of like neon in the dark mist. The sax arrangements on this and the overall kind of vibe in some ways remind me of the ballad elements on David Bowie's Young Americans, which came out the same year. Yeah, it's kind of odd that that's played by Edgar Winter. It's not the instrument that he's most associated with.
I'd rather live by a dream than live by a lie.
Okay, I'm going to say it right here. The active ingredients of this track, of the main stretch of this track, are that saxophone by Edgar Winter, the lush harmonies and the extended vowels by Todd Rundgren, and just the overall kind of open cadence, continually like a melody that takes quite a while to resolve.
You can say what you will about me, talk is cheap and I don't mind.
Okay, and the sitar is very important too.
When you lose upside in them grooves, you know you're bound to get scratched up sometime.
Okay, dun 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 dun. I appreciate Todd's. Todd's playing piano on here, and he also is credited on this track with RMI Keyboard Computer and the ARP String Ensemble. Yeah, and Winter's sax is just kind of like verging on freeform. It's just kind of like feeling its way through these extended bars. Beautiful.
Only just a soul in the mind.
The sustain of that organ is another kind of like lifting element to this. He's using his voice as an instrument here. Yeah, kind of like an instrument in the way like Daryl Hall would do, like on some of the more desolate, darker, rhythmless Hall & Oates numbers, like Laughing Boy, Mutant Romance, Falling, yeah. Okay, and when I compared this, when I brought up the Bowie, the Young Americans comparison, I was thinking specifically of the deep cuts, the slower, darker, the tracks that had like David Sanborn guesting on sax. I'm thinking of tracks like Win, Right, those. There's something so like pregnant in this section that's just waiting to just like burst out.
Yeah.
beautiful like mid-70s vibe. I'm just picturing like lights, kind of like glowing lights in the dark, Super 8 footage, you know, grainy Super 8 footage, like kind of like a smoky nightclub type of atmosphere or something. Makes this the best song on the album. It's that it gives you not only a great song and a great album closer, but it also gives you a recapitulation of the second best song on the album. I love how during this revisit of Real Man, it's much more convoluted and psychedelic and spacey. All these sounds and layers spiraling around and vocal improvisation, you know, layered over the actual lyrics. And that kind of icy keyboard sound giving us that na 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 na. Yeah. Yeah, that was Todd Rundgren with Fair Warning from his 1975 release, Initiation. On the flip, and I believe one of the longest single album released up to its time. Like the second side, A Treatise on Cosmic Fire, surpasses 36 minutes. And so it may not have been a double album, but it may have actually clocked in longer than Todd. I'm not quite sure, or came very close anyway. Yeah, and this following up, like on the epics that he was doing on that first Utopia album, and would do. Yeah, this was just the height of maximalism from Todd. To think that in the span of 3 years he would do the Icon and those other two big epics on the first Utopia album. Then he would do this with Treatise on Cosmic Fire. Then on Utopia's Raw, when they settled into their classic lineup, had a few epics like Sing Ring and the Glass Guitar and Sunburst Finish, Hiroshima, those tracks, yeah. And then he would revisit some of the style too on his 1981 release Healing, yeah, which also had like a sidelong epic and had some of these like metaphysical type concerns in the lyrics and such, yeah. Anyway, for more Rubies and Sapphires from the catalog of Todd Rundgren, see the directory of albums by American singer-songwriters and blue-eyed soul artists linked in the description below. For Red Hot Tracks and Purples from all of the Todd Rundgren solo albums up through the early 90s anyway. And then you on another page you can also find the Hall & Oates albums, including the one that he produced for them the year prior to this, War Babies. And then go to the directory of American maximalist rock artists to see the Utopia discography and Reds and Purples from that great body of work, yeah. Like and subscribe, follow me on social media, share the video, and leave a comment if there are any observations you have about the track we just heard, the layers, the tonal colors, the lyrics, the meaning, the interplay, which nuance stood out to you, which was your favorite section, yeah. And until next time, this is Zaragon, the world's most ear-traveled tri-maximalist, signing off.